Hey everyone, this is Ian with CNSave.com, and this video is going to be my April favorites. Now, monthly favorite videos are a big thing here on YouTube. Tons of people do them. I always want to do them. I always think about doing them, and then time gets away from me and I never get them done. So I'm going to start with some girly favorites, some beauty stuff. I'm not like a beauty guru, obviously, but there have been some skincare and cosmetics things that I've really liked, and the first one is this L'Oreal Root cover-up. I have gray hair. I have to color like every 3 weeks, and I'm constantly looking for things that I can use to cover my roots in between coloring. This is awesome. I so far have bought myself an extra week between coloring with this, and I think I'm going to buy myself another one, because I would like to get away from coloring every 3 weeks. It's just so damaging, and maybe get to 4 or 5, and I think this is going to be the deal. My Target only had 3 shades, but I think the commercials show 6. This one is light to medium brown, but this stuff is dark. My store had a blonde, this one, and then black. And then there are a few other colors in between those. So if I get this again, which I will, I maybe would try to get one that's a shade lighter, because light to medium brown really comes out dark brown. I mean, it's dark. I highly recommend, if you have gray that you want to cover between colorings, that you give this stuff a try. Another, 2 different things that I've been trying. These came in, did they come in the Walmart beauty boxes? I think maybe they did. These are the Aveeno Positively Radiant and Absolutely Ageless lotion. So these are just trial sizes. I obviously don't have the caps on. This is the Positively Radiant Daily Moisturizer. It does have 30 SPF in it. And then this is the Absolute Ageless Restorative Night Cream. I really like these. I have super sensitive skin, so a lot of times I'll get something and it will just irritate me or burn. This stuff doesn't. This stuff goes on so well. No adverse reactions for me. It sinks in really well. It doesn't leave me feeling all oily and gross. That's what a lot of moisturizers will do. And I have combination skin, just super oily in the T-zone, and then I'm really dry around the mouth and the eyes. It's a hot mess. So it's hard for me to find lotions that either aren't meant to completely dry you out and then I'm too dry in those areas, or that are meant to hydrate and then I'm so oily. This stuff for me works so well. I would definitely purchase a full size of these Aveeno. So if you got those Walmart, I'm almost sure it came in the Walmart stuff, and have tried these, let me know, because I really like them. A couple of cosmetic items. The NYX, this is the tinted brow mascara. Normally I use the Benefit, which is probably the best one you can get, but it's $32. This was $6.99 at Target, and it's not as good as the Benefit one, because the Benefit has little fibers in it. But if you're just looking for a little color and a little definition for your brows, for $6.99 you cannot go wrong with this stuff. And it just works, you know, like a regular mascara, and you can use it to tame your brows and to tint them. Not the best mirror on my phone, but yeah, lasts all day, $6.99, love that. And then one more cosmetic item, these Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Sticks. I had gotten a pack of these. I think I got them for Christmas because they were on clearance and we were going through Sam's Club. I'm like, give me those. But they do sell them still in the store. I love this stuff. I kept one in my purse when I was at Disney World. It melted. Don't take it out when it's too warm. But just so I would have a little color instead of just the clear lip balms, these come in a ton of different shades. So I really highly recommend these. Gives you kind of like a creamy lip balm, but with a little color to them. So that is everything in the beauty category. Food. I went to Disney World this month. If you haven't gone over to my second channel, be sure to check that out. I'll link it below. See Ann at WDW to see my vlogs. And I've also done some dedicated food reviews. There were 2 things that were so good So good at Disney World. The first one was the croissant donut, which I've had before, and of course I had it again. I will insert a picture of it here. So the croissant donut or cronut is a croissant shaped like a donut, fried up like a donut, and then sprinkled with cinnamon sugar. It is amazing. Disney World has a big one of them. You can get them plain or you can get with ice cream. I was getting them plain. It's the kind of thing that's so good. You eat it, you're full because it's big, but you think, I could eat another one of those because it's that good. Oh, I love the cronut. The other item I had at Disney World that I never had before was a macaroon. I've never had a macaroon. And the Flower and Garden Festival is going on. They have outdoor kitchen booths around so you can get smaller plates. The booth in France had a raspberry chocolate macaroon. I got that, and the whole time I'm thinking, I'm not gonna like this. I don't know. I thought it was like a meringue type cookie, and I don't like meringue. Well, it is kind of meringue-like, but it's super, super chewy. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was raspberry, and then it had chocolate fudge filling, and then it had raspberry jam. Oh my gosh. And it was huge. Oh, it was so good. And yes, in the same day, I ate cronut, and then later the macaroon. Oh my gosh, so good. I will insert a picture of the macaroon here so you can see what it looks like. Now you can get macaroons at Disney World and the bakery at France all the time. And then during Food and Wine Festival, they usually have a different flavor one. And I've always passed them up. It's like, I'm not gonna, oh, now I'm like macaroon crazy. I'm like, where else can I get some macaroons? Because those are darn good. So those were the two food things that I absolutely loved. Movies, I am not a big movie person at all. I cannot sit still to watch a movie. Very rarely, but I did make a point this month to watch The Giver, which is based on a book. Let me get it up here on my Kindle and I'll show you. So here's The Giver right there. Based on the beloved young adult novel, a young man who lives in a seemingly ideal world must escape after discovering the deadly truths of his community's secret past. Now, the book is amazing. It's actually, I think there's 4 books in the series. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend that you read the book before you see the movie. The movie didn't do well in theaters, and I think it's because most people didn't read the books. Like, you kind of go into the movie and you're like, what? It is a little, they do a good job of trying to get you into the story, but I don't think if you haven't read the movie, it is hard to grasp. And for me, I loved, did I say read the movie? I loved the book, so to me, I really wanted to see the book come alive. I was afraid that it would stray completely from the book, but it didn't. It pretty much kept on course. So read the Giver book and then watch the Giver movie. I actually was able to sit through that and pay attention, which is rare for me. Now, while I don't like movies, I love me some television. And my favorite new show recently, which has completed its first season, was Colony. It's on USA. I'll kind of show you here. On my Kindle. You see it there? It stars Josh Holloway from Lost, Sawyer, and it is from the producers of Lost. If you loved Lost, like I love, that's my favorite show of all time, you will like Colony. Aliens have come down, they have taken over America, or the world, I think. You get bits and pieces as you go. They don't just immediately lay everything out, which I love. I love getting like little bits and pieces every week, more to the story, instead of like, here's the entire thing of what happened. I love that. And this is a family that was living in California. They have gotten sectioned off into colonies and they are under the rule of these aliens. Life is sort of kind of like it was before, but not really. And it's so good. I highly recommend it. It's on USA Network. So I'm sure they're running reruns. I will put the link to their website below if you want to go and check out Colony. Because I have Amazon Prime, there are 2 shows that I have watched recently. Number 1 is Mad Dogs, which is a remake of a British series. Very adult, very, very adult. This is like R-rated stuff. When a group of underachieving 40-something friends gather in Belize to celebrate the early retirement of an old friend, a series of wild events unfold, exposing dark secrets, deception, and even murder. This, even despite it being kind of a dull and there are some really graphic parts, was so interesting, and I binge watched it. I think it took me 3 days, 3 nights to get through. It's 10 episodes, and it's a standalone season. They've decided not to do a season 2, so you can just watch one season, kind of like a mini series, and be done. So I recommend Mad Dogs. And then the other one that I finished, it's been a couple months, but I wanted to talk about it here, and that is The Man in the High Castle. This is, again, based on a book, Philip K. Dick's award-winning novel. The Man in the High Castle explores what it would be like if the Allied powers had lost World War II and Japan and Germany ruled the United States. This is amazing. I want to read the book, but I don't want to read the book because I don't want the book now to spoil what's coming in the show. I think it has a sci-fi twist to it. I think there's something else going on than just what if they won the war. I don't want to give too much away, but this is so good. Again, this was a 10 episode for the first season, and I binge watched it. I could not stop. So thumbs up to The Man in the High Castle. I'm watching it for a second time because it really is that good. And finally, I want to share some books that I have been loving, not just only in April, but in the past few months. One book I highly want to recommend is, let me see if I can get the cover up here. Oh, it's not going to show you. It's called Alas, Babylon by Pat Frank. And then there's a glare. Anyway, this is what if Russia had dropped, or the Soviets had dropped a nuclear bomb on us in the 50s, what life would have been like. This, I'd never read the book before. It's, from the 50s, 1959. Amazing. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend that. I'm so bad at giving book reviews because, books are so personal. What someone loves about them, someone else may not really love. So I'm just going to tell you the ones I loved, little brief description, and then I will link everything down below. Everything I mentioned in this video, including all these books, I'll link below so you can go look. Another one was, is it Gillian Flynn? Gillian Flynn. She wrote Gone Girl, which is very good. Dark Places. And this is about a family in which there had been a murder. The whole family had been murdered except for one remaining surviving child. She grows up. She's talking about her life now. Then you flash back to before the murders, and it's just a lot of twists and turns, just like Gone Girl. You kind of don't see what's coming. I didn't see what was coming, and that's kind of rare. The Light of the Fireflies. This was so creepy, spooky. A family who'd been burned in a fire, and they're living in a basement somewhere, and it seems like they can't get out, but can they? What's really going on? Really didn't see what was coming with this one. So The Light of the Fireflies by Paul Penn. That is a good thriller. The Girl on the Train, I think that was like the best book of 2015 from a lot of book reviewers. Anyway, it's about a girl riding a train, and she is watching the families as she passes by. She has a connection to one of them. She sees something else going on in another one. This is similar if you like the Gone Girl type books. Girl on the Train, highly recommend that. The book that I read on the plane to and from Florida, The Good Girl by Mary Kubica. Again, kind of like a Gone Girl type suspense, thriller, mystery. Girl gets kidnapped. She comes from a wealthy family. You are getting a lot of the story from during her kidnapping, after her kidnapping, before her kidnapping, from her mother, detective, the kidnapper. Really, really interesting, very surprising. So I got about 75% of this done on the 2 major plane rides from Florida, the 2 longest rides. Very, very good, and I finished it when I got home. So that wraps up my April favorites. I will link everything I mentioned down below, all of the links to the products and the shows and whatnot. So go and check those out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do these every month. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, as well as eBay videos. If you're new to my channel, I do unboxings, reviews, how to make money on eBay, vlogs, all kinds of fun stuff here. And I do have that second channel that I mentioned for my Walt Disney World content All links are below. So that is it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.